Hello everyone, it's Dom from Esports News UK. I'm at Insomnia. It feels so nice to say that. It's been ages. What's it been? 2.5 years, and I think it's actually been 3 years for me since the last one. So this is my first interview at Insomnia, 68 at the Birmingham NEC, and I'm joined by three great people from Confetti Institute, which is part of Nottingham Trent Uni, correct, right? Yes. And you guys do the esports production degree there. Indeed we do. So I'm going to let our guests introduce themselves.
Thank you. So I'm Jacob. I'm a freelance broadcaster. I do everything, replays, producing, directing. And then in my free time, I come and I teach at Confetti.
Awesome. I can hold the mic. It's all right.
Fantastic. Thank you. Appreciate that. I'm Jin Rai. I'm head of esports. So I manage the BSc in esports production, the BTEC in esports production, and all strategic developments for esports.
I'm Becca. I'm a student at Confetti studying esports. I've done a number of roles in some small productions. So I've been a photographer, audio engineer, and an observer for League of Legends.
Awesome. So you guys have a really good arena where you are, right? Or broadcast production. Is that Metronome? Am I right in saying that? Yeah. So did that open like a couple of years ago now?
Yeah, so a couple of years back, we opened up as part of our Confetti Media Group set of businesses. Metronome's a live events venue. So for live music, stage performances, comedy shows, all of that, and esports. Yeah. And following on from that, kind of going to the next stage, it's knowing that we got involved in esports in the last 4 years. The next natural progression for us is to develop a purpose-built esports and content creation facility. So that's what we're developing now, scheduled to open in the next couple of months, and it's called Confetti X.
Oh yeah, I have heard about that. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Tell us a bit about some of the productions you've done, because Jacob, you've kindly helped Esports News UK with some of our online broadcasts, and we're hoping to do some more soon. But you've done some live things. You've worked with the NUEL, is that correct? The University Esports Masters. And
yeah, literally yesterday was the last day of the Amazon NUEL Varsity Grand Finals.
Yeah, Amazon, I keep forgetting. Amazon University Esports /NUEL/GG Recon.
That's right. And yeah, and we did the University Esports Masters with GG Tech the week.
GG Tech, not GG Recon.
Yeah, absolutely. So just a couple of weeks back. So yeah, lots of really great opportunities working with Confetti, but the main thing is our students are working the productions along with the team from the NUEL, which is super, super exciting.
What's that been like for you? Because you've had Jacob come in. Jacob, you were part of Staff's uni and you left, you broke away, and then you got into esports production, right? And now you're teaching there. But what's it been like getting that experience? Because some of the other courses out there don't really have that hands-on experience that much.
Yeah, it's been absolutely amazing. It's everything I wanted, because in esports you have to have the experience to get in. So to have that whilst also studying and getting like the theory in, it's been absolutely incredible, and like my prospects are just amazing, like post course. But even now I'm already getting employed to do stuff outside of the opportunities I'm getting, so it's incredible.
Brilliant. I was going to ask what you would like to do after uni. Is production what you want to do, or have you tried it and thought, oh, maybe I'll do something different?
So I've done numerous stuff. So like I said, I've been a photographer and I've done some social media, but then I also enjoy doing production. And the main thing I love doing is observing League of Legends. So yeah, I'd love to go on and do that.
The best game.
Yeah, 100%. That's a fact.
Awesome. Okay, and one thing I have to ask about, you recently announced something, Jacob. You've done multiple things, but you announced a paint drying stream, and I couldn't believe the response we had to this in the community. I've done an article on it, right? If you just Google esports paint drying stream, I think I counted it, I was annoyed at myself because I counted all the casters that expressed interest, and there was about 50 or so. I got sick of it, writing, typing all their names out in this article. But what's that been like? What's the thinking behind that? What can you tell us about this paint drying stream?
I was sitting one day at home and I had nothing to do. I came home from a production and I just didn't want to play any games. I was bored. So I thought to myself, what can I do? So I said on Twitter, oh, I'm bored. What do I do? And someone said, oh, do a charity show or something. And I'm like, okay, I'll just do paint drying. And then someone took it seriously. And then I said, okay, I'll seriously do it. And then, yeah, as you saw the responses, there were way too many people who responded We're going to be flying someone in from Canada to come down for it. And we're also potentially thinking of having a live audience as well. So if you want to come in, you'll pay some money to charity, you have a live audience, and we'll just watch paint dry.
Yeah. And this is for the charity Maggie's Centres, right? You did the Meme Invitational in Rainbow Six and raised some money for that.
We do a lot of charity shows at Confetti. So we did stuff with Maggie's, the Meme Invitational. We did another CSGO event recently where we raised $30,000 for Ukraine war relief. So we did that recently. That was with me and a few other students involved in the production. And if we have the spare time and we want to run production, why not make it a charity show? Because, you know, everyone's learning. If something goes wrong, it's not the biggest deal, and also it helps, and it's a really good cause anyway. So for the paint drying stream, we just thought, try and raise as much money, just bring the top tier talent down. We've already got some tier 1 talent coming in, which is going to be awesome. As funny as that sounds, we do have some really, really large talent who are interested in coming. It's just all about how much money we can get to pay for them to come down, essentially. Because all we're going to do is get their travel, come in, feed them something while they sit there and watch paint dry, and go from there and raise as much as we can for charity.
And how long is this going to be? Because if you're watching paint dry, you know, I've recently had my office decorated, and it took however long it takes, half a day or so. Quick dry. So what are the plans here? Is this a 24-hour thing? Or?
It's a 24-hour show, and when you enter, you can't leave. We potentially want to try and get a Guinness World Records, I think called invigilators or whatever, an admin essentially there to stand and verify it as an actual world record. Because I know there was a movie that came out that they tried to get a rating for. It was 10 hours of watching paint dry, and in order to give a rating to the film, you have to watch the whole thing. So the rating company had to watch the whole thing for 10 hours to see if there was any bad content in it to give it a proper rating. So we want to try and see if we can maybe set it as a world record or something of the longest paint drying stream, and see what we can do.
In my brief research that I did for this, there are some paint drying streams out there, or you know, videos. People have tried to be clever and silly on YouTube and said, here's paint drying for 20 hours. So it has been done, but we've never had it with esports talent at the level you're sort of planning. So the only thing is, if you're trying to do a world record and these people have got to view it back and to make sure it's all safe content, surely at some point your casting talent are going to maybe crack some silly jokes or swear or anything like that. So that might be a challenge.
It's going to be a mess, but that's the whole point of the show. And the more of a mess it is, the more money we raise, because people enjoy a mess, especially when it's live on Twitch and with their favourite content creator, streamers, everything.
And that's the other thing. It's like, there's the painting aspect, but it's all the ancillary activities that can happen in and around painting. So one of the things that we were saying is to have a game artist do a piece of art based on XYZ game, and then for that to be auctioned and the money goes to charity. So that's definitely a content that is linked to paint, linked to art, linked to the kind of content, and it's exciting to see. And obviously the whole experience being linked with students, so students getting involved in some of the activities, sort of the ideas. There's so many different things that can plug into this, but with the paint drying at the heart of it.
Because you can do different segments, can't you? Quizzes and fun things with the paint in the background and everything. It's this. I love all this. You know, esports for me is very community focused. The fact that someone took it seriously and then you went with the idea. There's this idea in esports, isn't there? And I think gaming culture of like owning something. If you get called a gamer name or a nickname that might seem bad at first, owning it, and the community likes you for doing that, I think. Are you going to get involved in the paint drying stream?
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, like, we already did the Me Invitational, and it's in the title. That was an absolute joke. So, you know, just the paint drying, but it's Me Invitational, but on like a crazy level. So, yeah.
If you think about it, you're going to be among the first students in the world to put on your CV that you were part of an esports talent paint drying stream. So that's pretty unique, right?
Yeah. I'm hoping to be able to drop out straight after that, you know, go into tier 1.
Or, you know, or get a job at Dulux or something like that. They might be impressed and think, oh, this is the kind of content we need on our socials. Esports casters to come in. Exactly. Yeah, I hope you can get those sponsors in and stuff like that. Is there anything else any of you would like to add? This has been good, just learning about Confetti and what you do. Anything else?
Thing to just put out there is one of the intentions for this is for to teach about the tangible opportunities that there are in the esports industry. And there's a seriousness to it, but there's also, you should really enjoy it, because it's made up of so much creative energy and creative opportunities, and the outputs are endless, the ideas are endless. So at the fundamentals of it is esports production technologies. You've got the roles, you've got the XYZ that you need to do, and the technology for it to work.
Feenix and all that stuff. That's as far as my production knowledge goes.
But this is precisely it. You need to have those fundamentals, and then building on top of that, then it's the idea. And the idea is what's going to get the correct exposure, the opportunity, and all the excitement, the outlet of the passion. One of the things in our Confetti X facility is how we enhance and advance with technology. So virtual production technologies, virtual studios, having a set that could be literally anything, and to be able to teach that, but then to be able to offer that for our clients, or for the student opportunities, the random events that we put on. So there's a couple of other ideas that we're bouncing around, which are just as ridiculous. Yeah, so we know farming simulator is a big thing, but I'm just going to sprinkle that into here. Yeah. There's some ideas coming for that as well.
Farming simulator strip. Yeah, because there is a big, well, not big, but there is an esports league, right? I think in Germany,
big,
with the developer, big in its sort of niche. So there might be something coming there. Yeah. A farming simulator stream.
Developers, and they got back to us. Let's put it that way.
Okay, interesting. There's so much you can do as well. You could do something outside, or go to a natural farm, or possibilities are endless. I think this is very creative. Let me know what you guys think watching this in the comments. What would you like to see Confetti do? Because I do think sometimes we limit ourselves in esports. Yeah. We do the same things, tried and tested, but it's good to try new things. And it's partly why I like the LEC. I know I'm going off on a tangent. They do quirky little segments and things. So I think Nymira, the caster, recently dressed up as a postman, all this weird stuff. But I quite like it. It's a bit different, Anyway, I'm going on a tangent. Thanks for speaking to me. Is there anything else you two would like to add? Or
just one thing that in Confetti, one main thing we try and do is obviously hands-on experience always. So any session we do that's to do with broadcast production, we do it inside of the gallery. We teach equipment, we teach software, and in my sessions, I don't even turn on a PowerPoint. I just literally come in and I'm like, okay, turn your computers on, and we just go straight, just start learning straight away and doing everything physically, making sure, people understand everything and can actually use that in practice. And all these small little shows, even though they may sound stupid, like paint drying sounds stupid, farming simulator sounds stupid, but if you go and do an esport that you already know, like League of Legends, there's already set ways of doing it. But if you do a game that no one knows about, or no one really broadcasts, or it's just kind of a joke, you kind of have to invent that yourself. So doing farming simulator, you can't really go off of a lot of examples of how it was done before, because it was only done by one company. So then you have to invent your own style and kind of do it yourself. If you do League of Legends, there's a million different places you can look at and be like, okay, this is how they do it, we're doing it this way because that's how it is. So rather than just kind of following the norm, just doing these small little shows, you kind of can just explore a bit more and then put all those skills into what you do afterwards for work. And a lot of our students recently have been doing a lot of work outside of Confetti shows. So one of our students, Alex, who did your Esports News UK podcast as well. So he's been working with Blast, doing their qualifiers for the Blast Spring Showdown. One of our students is going to be going off to Sweden soon to do some replay operating for a CSGO event. And there's just a lot of things that are happening, and people are just really growing really fast. And it's all because of little stupid shows like that they can like develop their skills and kind of have something to show. Because if you go on your CV, you have everything like League of Legends, CSGO, but then someone sees Farming Simulator, like, oh, this is interesting. And they have a look. And if you can execute a game like that well, then something mainstream, then you can do even better.
Break the mold, doesn't it?
A lot of lessons that other educational institutions can learn, I think. And anything else you'd like to add? Any parting words?
Yeah, so I just want to say to like anyone who's thinking about getting into esports, if it's like education or just in general, that like it is kind of like a terrifying thing to go into because it's such a new industry, and it's like, it's still kind of unstable in some ways, but especially if you come and study it, it's like you're not restricted to esports. On our course, it's so much of a mix of like live and technical events and TV and film that it's so easy to go into other industries from this. And like another top tip of if you're going to come in, like do not be shy. approach as many people as you can and just like put yourself forward. So we've been really cheeky today, a couple of us esports students, and we've gone backstage at Insomnia and spoke to people and been like, hey, show us what you do, and if you have any opportunities, I want to work with you, like give me your contact details, you know. So that is my biggest tip, of just talk to anyone you can in esports and you'll get somewhere.
That's some great advice there. Thanks a lot for your time. That was a really interesting chat. Good
Thank
luck
you so much.
with the paint drying stream and everything you're doing. And
Thanks so much.
thanks for watching. And I'll be back with loads more Insomnia coverage this weekend.